Hey there, lovely souls. Welcome to my channel. Ever wondered if that special someone might just be your twin flame? Join me in today's episode as we unravel some fascinating signs that often pop up on this mystical journey. From uncanny synchronicities to inexplicable connections, these signs may just confirm what your heart already knows. And hey, if you've encountered some unique or challenging moments on your own twin flame path, share your story with us in the comments below. Let's dive in and explore the intriguing world of twin flame connections together. Welcome back, fellow seekers. In today's episode, we're diving deep into the curious signs and quirks that often accompany the twin flame journey. Whether you're a first-time viewer or a seasoned supporter, I'm thrilled to have you join us on this exploration. If you're finding value in our discussion, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more enlightening content. Now, let's talk about one of the most intriguing aspects of twin flames, the age gap phenomenon. It's a common occurrence for one twin to be older or younger than the other, and we'll delve into why this dynamic tends to manifest. But remember, twin flame journeys are as unique as the individuals embarking on them. While certain patterns may emerge, there's no one-size-fits-all formula. So, keep an open mind as we uncover the nuances of this profound connection. Stay tuned as we uncover more fascinating insights, and if you resonate with 3 or more of these signs, you might just be on your own twin flame journey. The roller coaster of emotions on the twin flame journey. Let me tell you, doubt is like an uninvited guest that just won't leave. If you think I had it all figured out from the get-go with my twin flame, think again. Those weird signs had me scratching my head more times than I can count. Take the age gap, for instance. Picture this. My twin flame is a good 6 or 7 years younger than me. Now, when I first realized this, I was floored. I mean, who would have thought I'd be drawn to someone younger? Our lives seemed worlds apart. I had my routine, my family, my whole roadmap laid out, while he was still finding his footing. But despite my best efforts to brush it off, that magnetic pull just wouldn't let me go. Talk about a plot twist, right? If you're nodding along thinking, yep, been there, felt that, you're not alone in this wild twin flame ride. Just remember, no 2 journeys are alike, and those patterns? Well, they're more like guidelines than rules. So, stay open-minded and open-hearted as you navigate the twists and turns of this extraordinary journey. Now, let's tackle the age factor. Whether your twin flame is a seasoned pro or still getting their training wheels on, the age gap is often part of the equation. But hold on to your seats, because I've got some intriguing insights on this topic coming your way at the end of the podcast. Now, here's the million-dollar question. If we're 2 halves of the same soul, why the heck are we born at different times, in different corners of the world, living totally different lives? Talk about a head-scratcher, am I right? Whether it's some divine master plan or just the universe showing off its cosmic sense of humor, that age gap can really throw us for a loop. I'll admit it straight up, when I first realized my twin flame was younger than me, I was shook. I mean, I've always been more into guys with a bit more mileage, if you catch my drift. Heck, even my own hubby's got a few years on me. So, wrapping my head around the idea of falling for someone younger was like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. But there he was, 6, 7, maybe 5 years younger than me, my twin flame. And let me tell you, I tried my darndest to ignore that magnetic pull. I had my life all sorted, my ducks in a row, while he was still figuring out which end was up. Yet, despite my best efforts to resist, that connection just wouldn't quit. Call it fate, call it crazy, but there was no denying it. We were in this twin flame thing together, whether I liked it or not. Ever felt like you've been thrown into the twin flame journey without even signing up for the ride? Trust me, you're not alone. It's like one moment you're cruising along, minding your own business, and then bam! The universe hits you with this cosmic wake-up call, and suddenly you're knee-deep in what feels like the dark night of the soul. And let me tell you, once you realize that this connection is more than just your average love story, there's no turning back. It's like trying to ignore a persistent itch. It's always there, nagging at you, refusing to be ignored. Now, let's talk about the age gap. Picture this. God, or the universe, or whatever higher power you believe in, throws this curveball your way. Your twin flame is either way older or way younger than you. Cue the internal freak-out as your ego tries to wrap its head around the idea. No way, it says. I'm not into older guys, gals. Younger ones? Not my style. But here's the kicker. That age gap is there for a reason. It's like a cosmic nudge, a gentle reminder from the universe saying, hey, this connection is the real deal, whether you're ready for it or not. So buckle up, because whether you're on board or not, this twin flame journey is happening, and there's no escaping it. I have this theory that the more unusual things are involved in that journey, the less we want to accept it. But then again, there's no way of escaping it. Let's talk about another common aspect of the twin flame journey, the lack of sexual contact. It's not uncommon for twin flames to share an intense connection without ever crossing that physical boundary. Sure, maybe there's been a kiss here or there, but for many, that's as far as it goes, and sometimes not even that. It's like feeling this electric chemistry with someone, yet holding back from diving into the physical realm. Whether we're already in a committed relationship or flying solo, there's this unspoken agreement to keep things platonic. And trust me, it's not like you meet your twin flame and suddenly it's off to the races in the bedroom. But why the hesitation, you ask? Well, our good old brain likes to chime in with its 2 cents, questioning how we can feel so strongly about someone we haven't even gotten cozy with. It's like it's waiting for the other shoe to drop, expecting us to snap out of it any moment. Now, I'm not saying this is the case for everyone, but more often than not, twin flames take their sweet time before venturing into the realm of intimacy. Let's dive into another intriguing aspect of the twin flame journey, the rarity of jumping straight into the physical realm. Rarely do we hear tales of twin flames meeting and getting hot and heavy right off the bat. Instead, it's like a slow burn, a gradual unfolding of connection and intimacy when the timing feels just right. What's fascinating is that initially, there's often nothing intimate about it at all. It's like bumping into a stranger on the street, yet feeling an inexplicable bond that defies logic. It's that feeling of instant recognition, like you've stumbled upon someone you've known in another lifetime. And when you're together, it's like time stands still, and it's just you and your twin flame in your own little universe. In this alternate reality, time dances to its own rhythm, and space takes on a whole new dimension. It's a mind-blowing experience, to say the least. I'll never forget the moment when I finally came to terms with my twin flame journey. It was like a light bulb moment, a realization that I couldn't escape this cosmic connection, even if I tried. As I reflected on every emotion, every twist and turn of the journey, I came to accept that unless you've walked this path yourself, it's hard to truly grasp its depth. And you know what? That's perfectly okay. Ever felt like you've been transported to another dimension when you're with your twin flame? That's the kind of otherworldly connection we're diving into next. And get this, Your twin flame might not fit the mold of your usual type at all. Picture this. You've got a mental checklist of the traits you usually go for in a partner and your twin flame. Well, they're like a whole different species. It's like the universe saying, "Hey, let's shake things up a bit, shall we?" Your brain might try to play tricks on you, convincing you that this person just doesn't fit the bill. Maybe they've got a completely different look or personality from what you're used to. Like, you've always had a thing for blondes. But here comes your twin flame with dark hair and eyes, leaving you scratching your head. Or maybe they're the life of the party while you're more of a wallflower. It's a clash between what your ego thinks you want and what your heart knows you need. But here's the kicker. Despite all the mental gymnastics, you can't ignore that undeniable connection. It's like trying to deny gravity. No matter how hard you resist, you just can't shake it. Let's talk about a tough reality in the twin flame journey. The reluctance to disrupt existing marriages or relationships. It's like we're willing to endure our own suffering just to keep everyone else happy. But let's be real, that's not a healthy balance. I've touched on this topic briefly before, and you can bet we'll be diving deeper into it in future episodes. Here's the thing. Twin flames aren't out here trying to break up marriages. But yeah, sometimes they inadvertently throw a wrench in the works. When you're happily coupled up and suddenly come face to face with your twin flame, it's like a seismic shift. There are moments when you look at your partner and wonder if they're really fulfilling your needs. Moments when you entertain the idea of walking away from your marriage or relationship. It's a journey of self-discovery, where you start to question who you are and what you truly deserve. And yeah, it can create some serious rifts within your own family circle. Tough stuff, but hey, that's the messy, beautiful reality of the twin flame journey. Let's delve into why the twin flame journey is like a turbocharged spiritual awakening. Suddenly, your soul starts belting out its own anthem, becoming the very essence of who you are. But here's the kicker. Not everyone, including those closest to you, might vibe with this new soul symphony. Brace yourself for an intense ride because spiritual awakening? It's like a roller coaster of emotions, hitting you with highs and lows that can leave you feeling like you've been hit by a ton of bricks. Sure, there might be some disconnection along the way, but hear me out. Twin flames aren't in the business of causing pain. Nah, we're all about spreading love and light, making sure everyone's got a smile plastered on their face. Yet, when we lock eyes with our twin flame, it's like they flip a switch inside us, reminding us that happiness and balance are non-negotiables. Suddenly, we're on a journey of self-discovery, shedding old habits and beliefs like a snake shedding its skin. It's like a crash course in self-growth, spiritual healing, and getting cozy with our higher selves. And here's the magic part. Once you've tapped into that higher self, everything just falls into place. No more need to justify who you are or fight tooth and nail for it. It all flows effortlessly, like a river finding its course. Here's a little nugget of truth. Finding out that your twin flame doesn't fit your usual type is actually pretty darn common. But hold on to your hats, because there's another twist in this cosmic tale. Sometimes, your twin flame is exactly what you've been dreaming of. Picture this. You've had visions of this person before, like they've been haunting your dreams. So when you finally come face to face with them, it's like a bolt of lightning, a jolt of recognition that leaves you reeling. It's like you've known them in another lifetime, and suddenly, it all clicks into place. But wait, there's more. Believe it or not, you can stumble upon your twin flame in the digital realm, never laying eyes on them in person. Sounds wild, right? But hey, in a world where technology can bridge even the widest chasms, anything's possible. Energy knows no bounds, my friends, and even if we're miles apart physically, that connection still crackles and hums between us. That's the beauty of what I've been preaching. Energy knows how to make its way around, no matter the obstacles. Let's talk about the magic of meeting your twin flame in the digital realm. Believe it or not, forging a deep connection online can be just as powerful as meeting face-to-face. You might even find yourself utterly captivated by someone you've never laid eyes on in real life. Picture this. You strike up a conversation with someone online, and suddenly it's like the floodgates open and the words just flow effortlessly. It's like the universe is nudging you along, whispering, "Hey, pay attention to this." Take my own experience, for instance. When I first encountered my twin flame, it was a brief exchange at a workstation. Masks on, couldn't really see each other. You get the gist. But then, our connection blossomed through WhatsApp. Now, here's the kicker. I'm not one to respond to random DMs, but with my twin flame, it was different. Our conversation flowed like it was meant to be, and even though I couldn't quite put my finger on it at the time, there was this undeniable energy buzzing between us. Looking back, I remember feeling this inexplicable warmth spreading across my face, this sense of something bigger at play. But back then, I was clueless, to be honest. It wasn't until later that I pieced it all together, connecting the dots and realizing the magnitude of what was unfolding before me. Funny how hindsight works, isn't it? So, fast forward a bit, and our paths crossed again in the physical world, thanks to our work. And let me tell you, that's when things really kicked into high gear. I'm talking full-on electricity vibes, like zap you in the chest kind of stuff. I remember feeling so out of sorts, like someone had hit me with a lightning bolt. I was floored. And of course my brain kicked into overdrive, trying to rationalize it all away. Maybe I'm just overtired, I told myself, grasping at any excuse to make sense of what was happening. Because, let's face it, when things get this wild, it's human nature to try and brush it off as a fluke, right? But here's the kicker. As insane as it all may sound, I've learned to embrace the crazy. I'm talking full-on, off-the-wall, no-holds-barred kind of crazy. Because you know what? Sometimes, that's exactly what we need. Sure, we might not have all the answers right now. And yeah, it might sound like something out of a sci-fi flick. But hey, that's okay. We're just scratching the surface of this wild journey, and who knows, maybe one day we'll look back and it'll all make perfect sense. But, until then, I say, let's lean into the crazy and see where it takes us. All right, buckle up for the next twist in the twin flame saga. You might have actually crossed paths with your twin flame back when you were just a wee tyke, or a teenage rebel, or maybe you grew up in the same neck of the woods. Here's the kicker. Even as kids or teens, when you first locked eyes, it was like time stood still. I'm talking every single detail etched into your memory, like it was yesterday. Fast forward 50 years later, and you could still recount that moment with crystal clarity. Where you were, what you were doing, heck, even what you were wearing. It's like a movie reel playing on repeat in your mind, and trust me, it's anything but forgettable. Back in those early years, it's tough to put a finger on the fact that you've crossed paths with your twin flame. As kids, we're just diving head first into the adventure of life, soaking up every bit of the human experience. Sure, we're more tuned in to our soul's whispers at that age. Before the age of 4 or 5 when the grown-up world starts creeping in. But then, life happens. We get caught up in the hustle and bustle, and before you know it, those soul connections can fade into the background. Let's be real. Our society isn't exactly big on encouraging us to tune into our inner selves, especially when we're knee-deep in the school system grind. So, we end up drifting towards different partners, forging different paths, all part of the grand adventure of life. Because hey, every twist and turn, every stumble and triumph, it's all just data for our souls to chew on, helping us grow and evolve along the way. All right, let's dive into the deep end of soul stuff. You see, each of us comes into this world with a mission, a purpose. Call it what you will. But here's the kicker. Sometimes our soul's journey takes us down some seriously rough roads, and man, does it make you wonder why? I mean, why would some souls sign up for the whole war zone experience, or worse, end up being casualties of war? It's a question that keeps me up at night, one I'm constantly chewing on. What's the deal with these soul choices? And trust me, I wish I had all the answers, but hey, that's what keeps life interesting, right? Regardless of the why, one thing's for sure. Our souls are here to gather intel, to soak up every experience like a sponge. Sometimes, that means locking horns with soulmates, tackling karmic partners, or diving headfirst into lessons that leave a mark. And sure, I'm not a huge fan of the term karmic myself, because let's face it, life's all about experiencing the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. But here's the twist. It's often those moments of soul-shaking pain that lead to the biggest breakthroughs. Just ask anyone knee-deep in the twin flame journey. Sometimes, it's the toughest battles that lead to the most epic victories. Let me lay down some truth bombs here. Twin flames? Definitely not toxic. These cosmic connections aren't about hurting each other. They're about shaking things up and guiding you toward a whole new life, new possibilities, and a deeper alignment with your soul. Sure, it might get messy along the way. That's just the nature of the beast. But here's the thing. The love between twin flames, it's like the North Star, unwavering, eternal, and always guiding you home. No matter what partners we choose, what paths we wander down, that twin flame love. It's the tie that binds, pulling us back together time and time again. Take my friend, for example. We had a chat on her birthday, and let me tell you, it was an absolute honor. Her journey? Mind-blowing, to say the least. I mean, she met her twin flame when they were just kids. And now? She's pushing 70 and still looking like $1,000,000. And she's not the only one. I've had clients who age like fine wine, defying the laws of time with their youthful glow. So, what's the secret sauce? Is it the love energy? The universe's cosmic joke? Who knows? But hey, keep those recipes coming, folks, because whatever you're doing, it's definitely working. So picture this. I'm sitting there, face to face with someone I've never laid eyes on before, yet it's like I've known them forever. I mean, talk about a mind bender. On one hand, I'm feeling this overwhelming sense of peace, like all is right with the world. But then, there's this little voice in my head going, "Hold up, how can you be feeling all this lovey-dovey stuff for someone you just bumped into?" It's like the universe's way of giving our brains a little riddle to chew on. I mean, how else do you explain feeling this magnetic pull toward a total stranger? It's enough to make you scratch your head and go, "Wait, what?" But hey, I've learned to roll with the punches when it comes to the cosmic curveballs life throws our way. So, even if I don't have all the answers, I'm cool with sitting back and enjoying the ride. After all, sometimes life's biggest mysteries are the ones worth savoring. Here's something I've mentioned before, but it's worth repeating. Often, you'll dream about your twin flame right before you meet them. It's like the universe giving you a heads up, a sneak peek into what's to come. Now, I've noticed this tends to happen more for folks who are flying solo, But trust me, it's not exclusive to them. So, picture this. You've had this vision of someone, maybe a man or a woman, long before you actually bump into them in the real world. And when that moment finally arrives, it's like a lightning bolt of recognition. You're standing there, thinking, wait a minute, I know you. I've seen you before. It's a real aha moment, let me tell you. Now, if you're a pro at jotting down your dreams, you might just uncover some clues buried in those late-night musings. You might flip through your journal one day and have that light bulb moment. Hey, I dreamt about them. It's like piecing together a puzzle, unraveling the mystery of why this person from your dreams is now standing right in front of you, sparking this inexplicable connection. Wild, right? All right, buckle up for the next cosmic tidbit, seeing their aura. Now picture this, you're hanging out with someone, and suddenly you notice this subtle halo of colour surrounding them. That's their aura, my friends, and let me tell you, it's a trip. Now, not everyone's got the gift of seeing auras, but for those who do, it's like having a secret superpower. And let me tell you, I used to be a bit skeptical about it myself, until one day, bam, there it was, clear as day. Turns out energy's all around us. And that aura, it's just a glimpse into the invisible forces at play. I've chatted with folks who swear they could sense this aura even before they met their twin flame, especially if they've been dabbling in the spiritual realm beforehand. It's like their intuition was giving them a heads up, nudging them towards something bigger, even if they didn't quite know what it was at the time. Now, here's the kicker. Meeting your twin flame? It's like cranking up the volume on your spiritual journey. I mean, I've been on this path for as long as I can remember, but since crossing paths with my twin flame, it's like everything's been dialed up to 11. All those things I used to wonder about or question. Suddenly, they're crystal clear. It's like finding peace in the midst of chaos, but let me tell you, twin flames, they're the ultimate catalysts for growth. Let's dive into the wild world of spiritual powers and auras. Picture this scene. Me and my twin flame, hanging out in a work setting, minding our own business, when suddenly, a woman walks in and does a double take like she's seen a ghost. Now my twin flame, being his usual self, makes a quip about her reaction, and I'm just standing there, clueless, nodding along like, yep, sure, whatever you say. Little did I know, the universe was playing out something pretty cosmic right in front of us. You see, this woman probably caught a glimpse of our combined aura, this invisible energy bubble enveloping us. And here's the kicker. Even though we were just chilling a few feet apart, our auras were practically overlapping, sending out this vibe that screamed perfect couple. Now, imagine the confusion when people start commenting on our perfect couple vibes, and we're just there like, we just grabbed lunch together. It's like this shared aura is broadcasting our connection to the whole world, whether we realize it or not. But here's the thing, when you're just starting out on this twin flame journey, all this aura stuff can be seriously confusing. I mean, feeling things you've never felt before, picking up on energies you didn't even know existed. It's a whole new world out there, my friends. Let's tackle another biggie on the twin flame journey, language and cultural barriers. Picture this. You and your twin flame come from completely different worlds, speaking different languages, or steeped in vastly different cultures. Now, you'd think communication would be a nightmare, right? Wrong. In my case, my twin flame and I had this crazy ability to understand each other without even saying a word. It's like we were tuned into the same frequency, sharing thoughts and feelings in a way that words could never capture. He'd know what I was thinking before I even opened my mouth, and vice versa. It was like our minds were speaking their own secret language, bypassing all those linguistic barriers. Now, here's the kicker. Our common ground language was supposed to be English. But guess what? English wasn't even my first language. And French, his mother tongue, wasn't exactly my strong suit either. Yet somehow, we found this deeper connection beyond words, beyond language. And get this, and I'm not the only one with a tale like this. I know this woman whose twin flame speaks a completely different language. They can't hold a proper conversation in each other's tongues. But man, can they read each other like open books? It's like they've got their own telepathic hotline, dialing straight into each other's thoughts and feelings. So, when it comes to twin flames, language and culture might seem like hurdles, but trust me, where there's a connection this strong, words are just icing on the cake. So, there you have it. Just a glimpse into some of the quirky things that often pop up in the world of twin flames. Now, let me make one thing crystal clear. You don't need to check off every single box on this list. Heck, I don't even check them all myself. But here's the kicker. When you hear about these experiences, when you feel these things happening to you, it's easy to brush them off as unreal or impossible. But trust me, friend, what you're experiencing is as real as it gets. Your brain might be scrambling for a logical explanation, trying to make sense of why you're feeling this way, why you're having these obsessive thoughts, why you can't just move on. But here's the truth. You can't. You simply can't shake off that twin flame connection, no matter how hard you try. So, here's my mantra, repeated for emphasis. Make peace with it. Embrace the wild ride that is the twin flame journey, quirks and all. Because when it comes down to it, there's something undeniably magical about finding that soul connection, even if it defies all logic and reason. If you're feeling a bit lost and wondering if you're on this twin flame journey, here's a little tip. Try diving into some meditation. It's like hitting the pause button on the chaos of everyday life and tuning into your inner self. And hey, if you're curious to explore further, why not schedule a chat with me? During our call, we'll peel back the layers and tap into the energetic vibes to see if you're on this journey and what's going on beneath the surface. Because let me tell you, my ultimate goal is to help you level up and become the best version of yourself. It's not about relying on others for answers. It's about unlocking that inner wisdom and strength that's been there all along. So, if you're ready to embark on this journey of self-discovery, I'm here to lend a guiding hand. Let's make some magic happen, shall we? Hey there, fellow traveller on the twin flame journey. If you've found yourself nodding along to any of these quirky experiences and thinking, wait, is this really happening to me? First of all, you're not alone. Trust me, I've been there. Who knows? Your story might just inspire a whole new chapter of weird and wonderful twin flame experiences. So don't be shy. Let's dive deep and unravel the mysteries together. Hey there, lovely souls tuning in. Today, I've got a special treat lined up for you. I've received an incredible story from one of our listeners, and let me tell you, it's a roller coaster of emotions. But before we dive in, I just want to take a moment to appreciate the courage it takes to share something so personal. Seriously, hats off to you for taking that leap of faith and trusting me with your story. I know it's not easy to put pen to paper or fingers to keyboard and lay it all out there. But let me tell you something. Once you do, it's like a weight lifted off your shoulders. You see, when you acknowledge your experiences and give them a voice, they become real. They're no longer just swirling around in your head, driving you a little bonkers. Nope, they're out in the open, and you can finally start to make sense of them. So please, don't hold back. If something's weighing on your heart, let it out. Whether it's through writing, talking to me, or reaching out to other supportive souls out there, know that you're not alone on this journey. And hey, who knows? Maybe your story will inspire someone else who's going through a similar struggle. Together, we're creating a space where love, healing, and understanding can flourish. All right, without further ado, let's dive into this incredible tale and see where it takes us. Get ready for some serious feels, folks. In late 2021, I stumbled upon this guy's Instagram profile. Let's call him Tommy, since we have mutual friends. There was something about Tommy that drew me in, even though we both had families. His sense of humor was top-notch, and he seemed to occupy a lot of space in my thoughts. Fast forward to February 2022, I came across a post offering a free 1-month trial to a kid's karate class. Curiosity piqued. I decided to check it out with my kids. Lo and behold, who should I spot walking in but Tommy, there for his son's class? I'll never forget the feeling of seeing him that day. It was like my soul was shouting, "It's him! It's him! It's him!" Now, I'm pretty shy, so I kept to myself, avoiding eye contact and pretending he wasn't there. But over the next few months, as I saw him at karate and around town with his family, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was brewing. Life was changing for me during this time. I landed a new job, started prioritizing self-care, and hit the gym regularly. By May 2023, I was feeling fantastic about myself. Everything seemed to be falling into place. And amidst all this, I began to notice Tommy glancing my way, though I kept it to myself. It wasn't until one day, while waiting for my kids to finish their class, that he walked over to me. We locked eyes, exchanged smiles, and said hi. I can still feel the intensity of that moment. It was exhilarating. But why was I feeling this way? Then, on May 11th, 2023, he added me on Instagram. I was taken aback, even taking a screenshot of it. Looking back, I noticed the timestamp was 12:34. A few days later, he replied to one of my stories, and just like that, we clicked. We messaged each other every day for weeks, and things started to heat up in our conversations. He confessed, "Every time I think about you, it gets me going. I've been watching you for so long." So, we made plans to meet up, though rescheduling kept getting in the way. Finally, on May 7th, 2023, we had our first sexual encounter, and let me tell you, it was nothing short of intense, a date marked with sevens, just like they say, and an experience unlike anything I've ever felt before. After our encounter, things took a bit of a turn. I sensed him pulling back, which left me feeling uneasy, but I'm not one to double text or initiate contact first, so I decided to let things be, and eventually, our messages fizzled out. Then, towards the end of July, he sent me some "What are you doing?" messages late at night on November 8th. But I didn't see them until the next morning. When I responded, he didn't bother to read the message, which left me feeling triggered, so I deleted the entire message thread. A couple of weeks later, I noticed twin flame content popping up on my Instagram pop-up notifications page, and suddenly, everything started to click into place. It was around June 9th. It's funny how we were just discussing how rare it is to meet our twin flame and have that intense encounter on the first meeting. But here we are. Our initial connection happened online, and then it unfolded in real life. Whoa! As for where I am now, although we never directly addressed what happened between us, we've remained friendly. We exchange hellos and have conversations when we run into each other, and our kids have become friends too. So we find ourselves hanging out around each other at events or gatherings. I'm still in a bit of denial about being on a twin flame journey and whether he's truly my twin flame. But the signs are there. It's tough. Some days, thoughts of him consume me, while other days, it's not as intense. I constantly see angel numbers, his initials, and even his vehicle model, and I find myself asking for signs to confirm if he's really my twin flame. And guess what? I usually get them. But the denial always creeps back in. I'm trying to shift my mindset to focus on the fact that whether he is or isn't my twin flame, he awakened something within me. He made me realize that I've been living a life that doesn't align with who I truly am. I've spent years living for others, seeking love and affection, even if it meant compromising my values or sense of self-worth. I've been with my partner since we were both 15, and now, at 31, we've grown into different people. Since 2021, I've had this strong urge to leave him, and meeting my twin flame intensified that feeling. It made me realize I need to let go of relationships and friendships that no longer serve me. I want to rediscover myself and learn to be comfortable in my own skin again. But it's challenging, especially with 3 kids and the current housing market making it difficult to afford living on my own. I'm trying to navigate through it all, one step at a time. So, if you find yourself in a similar situation, the first step, as I've learned, is to focus on yourself. Dive deep within, acknowledge your journey, and let go of denial. It's not easy, but it's necessary for growth. Secondly, embrace spiritual practices like meditation, breathwork, or Reiki to help balance yourself. And lastly, consider communicating with your twin flame telepathically. It may sound unconventional, but it can help bridge the gap and bring clarity to your connection. As we wrap up this reading, keep in mind that you're never alone on this journey. You're surrounded by abundant support from the spiritual realm, your guides, ancestors, and the higher selves of those who deeply care about you. Even the masculine energy reaching out to you across space and time shows the profound connection you share. Trust in the divine timing of events and have faith that everything is unfolding just as it should. Even when it feels like you're flying solo, remember, you're resilient, cherished, and exactly where you need to be on your path of self-discovery and empowerment. As we say goodbye for now, I'm sending each of you loads of love and light, filling your journey with blessings and guidance. If you found value in this reading and want more, engage with this content by liking, commenting, and subscribing to my channel. Share this message with anyone who might need comfort and inspiration. And if you're enjoying this content, consider giving a super thanks. It really helps the channel. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates. Thank you all for joining me on this journey of discovery and growth. Until we meet again, may you be blessed with courage.